Hi everyone, this is the video for our final project for CS 125. I'm Jason.
I'm Nick.
I'm Ariman.
And our app was basically to make artificial intelligence or a bot to play the board game Codenames. So for those of you who don't know how Codenames works, I'll explain a bit real quick so that you can understand a little bit about our app. So first of all, the game has two teams and everyone who's playing can see this grid of 25 words. And each team designates one person on that team to be a SpyMaster, and only the two SpyMasters, one from each team, can see the color card. So the color card basically is a grid of 25 colors that are associated with the words. So there's 25 colors here and 25 words here. So that means the SpyMaster knows that each of these words in the grid is assigned one of the colors. And basically, one of the teams is assigned the color red, and one of the teams is assigned the color blue. And each team wants to guess all of the words that are their color. And the SpyMaster helps the other people on the team guess their words by giving them clues that are related to the word. So the fun part about this game is that you can give clues that hint at more than one of your team's words at the same time. And we wanted to build an artificial intelligence that could do this well and be competitive in a real Codenames game. So next I'll pass it on to Nick to explain how the user interface of our app works.
Okay, now let's go over the basic functionality of the app. Let's say, for example, that in the game we have the words sofa and couch. We can input it just like this. After we input some words, we can then change its color. We start out with this kind of cream color that means that it's neutral, it's not red or blue team. You can then change it to blue team or red team by tapping it, or also into a black colored one, which means that it's an assassin. In a nutshell, assassin means that it's a word that you cannot guess, because if you guess it, your team will lose instantly. If you long tap the words, you will then get the option to delete it. After you've inputted all your words, you can then start the game. After starting the game, you'll see that there's a different option, get hint and modify words. You can also tap the words to cross it out. This marks that the word has been guessed and is not in the game anymore. You may also notice that there's an X button in the top corner. That is just like the delete button, except that it will delete all of them. Anyways, that is all for the basic functionality of our app, which is coincidentally what I mostly worked on in this project. The rest of our app is basically just an API call, which Jason and Ariman mostly worked on and will be explained in more detail.
Typing in 25 words from a board is really cumbersome. So we came up with an idea to load an image into an API and run text recognition on it so that we could auto-load the words from the image. I'll now demo how this works in the app. We can pick an image from the camera roll, and the words load after a call to the API is made. Some of the problems we faced with this was the fact that the cards have upside down words on them so that it's easier for the players to read the cards. However, it's definitely not easier for us because it just makes text processing way harder. Also, sorting the words according to the grid took a lot of time because we had to crop it around the words and then sort it by X and Y coordinates. We also figured out how to upload the image using base64 encoding to Python and then decode it easily. Otherwise, it would have taken up a lot of space and a lot of time. As we can see, the words from the image have loaded. We can now start labeling them as we please, and the game can be started at this point.
So now this is the point in the game when the SpyMaster will have uploaded the photo, and then they will be able to see the card with all of the colors on it. So for example, we have an example of such a card here, and basically I'm just going to label the words according to what's on this card. So this might take a moment, so we might just cut this part of the video out. So I'll be back in 20 seconds. Okay, so as you can see, I have finished labeling all the words, and now we are ready to press the start game button to switch into game mode. As a reminder, in game mode, we can tap the words to configure whether or not they are strike through or not, which indicates whether or not they've been guessed. But now I'll be actually demoing the get hint functionality. So to get hint, you just press get hint and then select which team you want to generate a clue for. In this example, we will be generating a clue for the blue team. Now, the API takes a few seconds to load. One of the challenges I actually faced when writing the clue generating API was to figure out how to get it to load in a more reasonable time. And eventually the solution I came to was to just cut down the number of clues, like potential clues that it searched through, because my algorithm is O of n. So the best way to fix an O of n algorithm is to decrease n, right? So now you can see we've come up with some clues. And if we click on the clues, we can see what the words are they're actually hinting for. So for example, one of the clues we have here is border. And border hints for 2 words on the board. And if we click on it, we can see that the 2 words that border hints for are cross and fence, which is a pretty good clue if you ask me.